because in 1 week we can I don't think that we can finish the 3 topics. So 2 topics, 1, 2, and topic 3 the week after next week. Okay. So now we continue, but the important thing I would like to remember to remind you is this. This theorem is very important. The theorem 1-3 here. You give transportation tableau of m by n cells. So that means m cells, m row, and n column. Are that okay? And suppose P is a set of cells. A set of cells, but the number of cells is m plus n minus 1. For example, you have the set of the 3 by 4. So 3 rows and 4 columns. So m plus n is 7. And minus 1, then is 6. So if there is a set of 6 cells and that contain 6 cells, a set of 6 cells that contain no cycle. Okay? So then if you take a cell which is not in P to put in P, one more cell which is not in P, then it will create this exactly 1 cycle. You have 6 cells without any cycle, and m plus n minus 1 is 6. Okay, and now if you take one more cell not in P, you include into P one more cell which is not in P at the beginning, then it will create for you exactly 1 cycle. Is that okay? And the cycle is denoted by C, P, I, J. You remember in the you have a tree, spanning tree in the network flow problem. If you enter that tree, you put in that tree one more ox which is not in T, then it creates for you. You have a T, spanning tree T, and you have a IJ, that is the arrow which is the arc which is not in T, and then you consider this T and you like this, you union with, you put this to T, and then it will create for you only one and only one cycle. Okay, and the cycle is denoted by cycle T and IJ. And now for the cell, we also do the same thing. We have the same thing. We have a cycle CPIJ. So take a look at the example. Suppose that you have here. Suppose that you have here the suppose that you have B. B is a set of this is we can say you have here this B absolution. Okay, M is M. You have M is 3 and N is 4. So M plus N is 7. So M plus N minus 1 is 6. And you have the set of all the set of selected cells here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that okay? You have this set. This is a set. a set, we have a set P, we call set P of all the cell with the numbers here. That means the selected cell of the this initial feasible solution. Suppose that you have P is this, and you see P including 6 cells and contain no cycle. So now if you add to this, you take a cell which is not in P. Suppose that you take this cell. Is that okay? You consider 3,1. You consider the cell 3,1. And you take P plus 3,1. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. Then it will create for you, one and only one cycle. The cycle is here. The cycle is this, 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 and this. Okay, and in the network you have a cycle and you need the direction. Okay, orientation in the cycle, and the entering arc here. The orientation, the direction of the cycle is following this direction of the entering arc. But now, for this one, we don't have the direction, but we have the plus cell and minus cell. The cell we enter here, always we denote it by the plus cell. And the next one is minus, the next one is a plus, the next one is a minus, next one is plus, and the last one is minus here. So plus minus, plus minus. But you can go this way or you can go another way, no problem. You can go here, but the entering here, the entering IJ here, we put that's the plus. And the next one is minus. Next is plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Like this. You go in this direction, or this direction is the same. So that's one thing. Okay, and that is the key theorem. Now we come to the algorithm, the streamline method. Yeah, the streamline, we call it the simplex method applied to the transportation problem. We call the streamlined simplex method. Streamlined simplex method for transportation problems. Okay. Because it is a version of simplex method applied to the transportation problems, and it is actually a simplex method. And so for the simplex method, we need initial basic feasible solution. We need always a basic feasible solution. Suppose that X, like this, is a basic feasible solution with the Gx is a set of selected cells given first. So first of all, before applying the algorithm, you need the feasible solution first, and that method you can for that VF solution you can use a northwest corner method. You can use a least cost by row, least cost by table, or anything. Okay. And now we start with the first one is with a feasible BF solution Gx, and what do we do next? Is normal is usual for the simplex method. You need to find out the leaving variable, the entering variable, something like this. And now we see how can we find out the leaving variable. Leaving variable. A BF solution means what? A BF solution is the The feasible solution is basic solution for the transportation problem P. Means what? It means that if you call Gx is the setup selected cell. The setup selected cell is Gx. Then this have what? It has m plus n minus 1 cells. This included this. And no cycle. Is that okay? The BF solution means that a solution is BF solution if and only if it has the selected cell, the set of selected cell m plus n minus 1 and contain no cycle. That's one theorem. We have it in one theorem. Okay, so now if you take any you take arbitrary ij does not belong to Gx, then you know you have this, and the theorem I just remind you, if you have a set of cells m plus n minus 1 and contain no cycle, and you take a cell which not belong to that set, then that set and this cell create a unit cycle, and the cycle is C and then Gx and Ij. Is that okay? Make a cell like this. In this situation, by convention, we mark the cell Ij, the cell that we just put in here, by plus sign. Like I tell you, plus, and the next one is minus, the next one is plus minus, something like this. Is that okay? And we let C plus are the set of all plus cell, and C minus is the set of all minus cell. Is that okay? Of the cycle Cij, Cgxij. Let me see here. We have here. Suppose that you have here. This is the BF solution. This is the BF solution. Is that okay? And Gx is equal to what? Gx is here. 1, 1, 1, 2. Is that okay? It is, who can tell me? 1, 1, 1, 2. What next? 2, 2. 2, 3. 2, 3, and then 3, 3. 3, 3, and then 3, 4. This is the set of selected cells. And how many cells here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is m and n? M is 3, n is 4. So m plus n minus 1 is 6. Is that okay? And we have this Gx have 6 cells. Is that okay? And suppose that you take an arbitrary cell which is not belong to Gx, like this. We take this cell, and then it will create a cell. This cell is what? Cell 3, 2. So you have C. It make you Gx, and the cell at 3, 2 give you a cycle. What is a cycle? The cycle is here. You see, the cycle is here, and the cell C22 32 we put in here, and then we mark it with plus cell. We call this a plus cell. This is minus, this plus and minus. Okay, and you call C plus is the set of all plus cell. C minus the set of all minus cell. So you have here C plus is what? C plus is equal to the cell what? Who can tell me? C plus, there are two cells. What? It is 2, 2, and it is, no, 3, 2, sorry. 3, 2, and then 2, 3. Is that okay? Dummy, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Dummy, can you tell me what is C minus? C minus equal what?
2, 2.
C minus is 2, 2, okay, and the next one?
3, 3.
3, 3, that's right. Thank you. So you have the two sets, C plus C minus, you see. And now with this, we calculate one number which is called C bar. C bar 3, 2. The set we enter is 3, 2 here. Okay, this cell, the cell we enter is here. And we'll talk about this, but just you wait a minute. Today there are 3 students absent, so I check attendance. And the day I see many students are absent, I will check attendance. Let's see, today is okay. Yes. So it's like that. If we insert one cell to the setup selected cell, and then it will create for you a cycle. Is that okay? With this cycle, you mark the cell you enter by plus, and then the other cell in the cycle is minus, plus, minus, like this. Then you have the setup C plus is the setup all the plus cell, and you have C minus set up all minus cell. That's all. And now we take a look at this. I delete all this thing, and then I can so that I can enter another thing. So all of this thing, everything is easy. Okay. Okay. Now you see you have plus minus, and you have a cycle here. Is that okay? Take a look at the cycle. You have the cycle, this one, this one, this one, this one. And you remember the cell you enter here. The cell you enter here is 3, 2. And which is not in GX. Is that okay? And X32 is 0. That means the flow on this is 0. You don't transfer anything from the here is supply 1, supply 2, supply 3 to demand 1, demand 2, demand 3, demand 4. So nothing from S3 to D2. Is that okay? So here is X32 is 0. Is that okay? We repeat the argument the same like what we make in the network flow problem. We try to find out C bar. C bar here we call it C bar here we call it the reduced cost. reduce cost. CBAR 32. Is that okay? We calculate this. What is it? Just a moment. We try to you imagine this cells this cell is C bar ij x32 is 0. Is that okay? And now we try to imagine if we move 1 unit to that cell, and what happened? You see? If you move 1 unit to this cell, I take the color yellow color, the blue, the green color. If I move 1 here, then what happened? I move 1 here, and then you can imagine this row, the last row, the total is what? 16 plus 25 is 41, and plus 1 is 42. Is that okay? It's 42. So, but here is 41. It's impossible. So you have to reduce this by 1. It is 15. If you reduce this is 15, the minus cell 1, then it's okay. Then it's still 41. Is that okay? But if you look at the D3, if you look at the D3, and then you see before you reduce 1, and then it's 30, and then plus 16, and then it is 46. Is that okay? It is 46. It is 46, but now it's you reduce 1, and it is only 45. Not enough. So you have to plus here 1. I reduce this 1, but I move 1 to this. I reduce this to 15, and I take the 1 and put to 30 and become 31. And then everything is okay. And now it's okay. 46. But if it's for 31 and it's a 40, this is 40. 40, 31 is 71. It is 71. It's impossible because here we have only 7. And then we have to reduce this until 39. Is that okay? And everything is okay. And it's still 70. Okay? So that means in that cycle, in the plus cell, if we enter, oh my God, if in the plus cell we put 1, and then in the plus cell minus 1, the plus cell you plus 1, the minus cell minus 1, and then everything is okay. So what does it mean? It means that if in the new cell you enter to the group up to the setup selected cell here, you enter this cell 1 unit, you move to this 1 unit, and that means that you move this to 1 unit, and then in the row here, the next one here, you must minus 1, and in the plus cell you must plus 1, in the minus cell you must minus 1. Everything is okay. But what is changed here? Of course, the flow is changing. At the beginning here, at the beginning, the cell here, The cell I make it in red here. The cell 2, 2 is 40. And now it become 39. The cell 2, 3, at the beginning it is 30. Now it becomes 31. The cell here, 3, 3, it is 16. And now it becomes 15. And of course, the cell I enter here at the beginning, the flow is 0, now it's become 1. Is that okay? The flow is changing. And what is it changing to? Of course, the flow is changing. Of course, changing that way. But what will change together with the flow? And how much is the change? Hello? What will be changed together with the flow? The flow is, or in other words, the flow is changing, and then what will change together with it?
I think 16.
Just a moment. Who is it?
Minh Thư, sir.
Minh Thư. Okay, Minh Thư, what do you say? What is your answer?
According to the table.
Yes.
16.
What? According to the table, what? What is changing?
The maximum changing is 16.
The maximum? No. What is the maximum? You know, if you just a moment. If you change from this cell, I make the cell in this cells. You see, this cell is what? This cell is 2, 3, 2. Is that okay? The 3, 2 at the beginning is 0. You see, and now I change this to x3, 2 is 1. Is that okay? I change it to 1 here. You see, this change make the next one will be changed. 16 become 15. Another one. Here is 31. 30 become 31. 40 become 39. Then if I change the flow in one cell here, all the cell in the cycle here is changing. Is that okay? But my question is, you look at the, and now what is the feasible set now? Feasible solution now. Okay, you change like this, then what is changing following the change of the flow is what? What quality we change to this? Hey, you don't know? If you change this, then the cost will be changing. Is that okay? The cost will be changed. So, take a look. Just look at the cell in the cycle, because the cell outside of the circle I don't do anything. So look at the change. The cost changing. At the beginning, xi3, x32 is 0, and now x32 become 1. then the cost is increasing. Plus what? The cost is increasing how many units?
2.
2. Okay, plus 2. And here, this you look at this cell. Look at the cell 3x3. Look, x3 3. At the beginning 16, and now it's become 15. Then it's reduced 1. Then the cost is what?
Reduce 9.
Nó chưa đủ để có tiền đâu nha.
Minus 9. Is that okay? The cost reduced 9. But at that time you look at this one, the cell x23. It is 30 and now become 31. So 1 unit more. 1 unit more, so what is the cost? How about the cost? The cost is increasing 1 unit. 1 unit means much. What? The cost will be
Increase 6.
increase 6 plus 6. And come to the next cell of the cycle. It is 40 now become 39. So it's reduced 1. Reduce 1, then the cost is minus 9. Minus 1 unit. Is it okay? And now you see, what is the change of the cost? The cost is changing to the beginning. Changing in comparison with the beginning is what? 62 is 8 minus 1. The 1 is minus 1 minus 9 is minus 10. So what does it mean? It means that if you enter this cell to the selected the set of selected cell and move 1 unit to this, and then the cost will reduce 1. To reduce what? The cost will reduce $10 or something like this. Is that okay? Is it okay? You understand? Hello? Lê Phạm Hỏi Thương. You turn on your mic and tell me. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now I delete this and I want to make it more clearly. Is that okay? Because there's a lot of, it's very here. Just take a look at what I'm doing. I move to this to 1, and then I delete it is minus 1, and then I plus 1, and then I minus 1 here. Then everything is okay. And in that case, the cost will reduce 10. Is that okay? Reduce 10. The cost will reduce 10. So if you can you imagine if you reduce 2, if I put here, it's the same thing like you study the network flow problem, then you can see that it's very easy. Now if I move to I take x32 is not 2 1 but it's 2, then what? 2, and then I do the same as before. Then I have here 2, and then minus 2 plus 2, and then minus 2. Then everything is okay. See, look, 40 plus 70 is 70, and here minus 2 plus 2 is okay. So this 70 is okay. And here is, look, here plus 2 is minus 2, and 16 plus 25 something here, and then it's still 41. And here is still 60, is here still 46. That is okay. But in that case, what is the change? How much the cost is changing?
Minus 20.
This is the minus 20. Is that okay? The cost is reduced 20. So, okay, I'm a mathematician. I think so. If we move 3, if we move to this 3, and then here minus 3 plus 3 minus 3, and then the cost will reduce minus 30. It's reduced 30. If I move 4, 4, and then the cost will reduce 40. Is that okay? So we move more and more. The cost will reduce more and more. And that's very good. Is that okay? But in this case, how much? What is the maximum that we can move? We can increase to x 32 here. What is the maximum we should move to this?
Minus 160.
I think we can
move
16.
how much to this? 16. Is that okay? Why? Because you move here 16 and here is 16, minus 16, and here plus 16, and here minus 16. Is that okay? And this become 0. This cell become 0. And become 0, then you cannot move 17. You see? You cannot move to 17. You move to that 16. And what is 16 here? Can you tell me in general? What is the maximum we can move? What is the maximum we can move here? Here. The maximum. The maximum theta star we can see we can move this is equal to what?
16.
Who? You can get marked if you have a good answer to this question. Who is it?
It's dạ Minh Thư.
Who?
Dạ Minh Thư.
Minh Thư, okay. Minh Thư, Nguyễn Minh Thư, is that right? Or what Minh Thư?
Nguyễn Thị Minh Thư.
Nguyễn Thị Minh Thư, okay. Minh Thư, tell me what is the maximum that you can move to x32?
16.
16. 16 is in general, what is the formula?
This is the minimum of all
Minimum
minus.
of xij with ij.
Which ij had the sign minus.
Yeah, it is that my j has the sign minus, means it belongs to C minus. You see? In the cycle, the set of all the cell with the minus sign, we call it C minus. Is that okay? And the minimum of this is actually the minimum of all the flow in the cell minus cell is the maximum that you can move to x32 here in order to reduce as much as possible. Is that okay? Okay, that is the same like the network flow problem. Is that right? It's the same. The network flow problem, you minimum the backward. Is that okay? The flow in the backward arc. And Nguyễn Thị Minh Thư, okay. Minh Thư, you get 5 points. Okay, thank you. And in that case, what is the cost? The reduced cost. The cost is reduced. What? The cost will reduce theta star. What? One unit, the cost reduce 10 units. So theta star unit, then it is 10 theta star. Is that okay? That means that when you move theta star, theta star now in this case is 16, and then you move 16 here and minus 16, and that becomes 0. I delete it and I'll tell you. Here. 16 minus 16, and this becomes 0. And here is a plus cell with plus 16, and then it become what? 46. And now it's minus 16. Minus 16 is they become 24. Is that okay? 24. And now you have the new thing. And this, in that case, we will enter this and we will remove it. Is that okay? So in that case, we can, if we move to the new flow, the new BF solution, this is called entering arc or entering cell. Is that okay? Entering cells, and this one becomes 0, leaving. Okay, entering and leaving. And in this case, you know, the C bar here is minus 10, and C bar we call the reduced cost. The reduced cost of the cell 2, 3, and we call it C bar 2, 3 here. C bar 2, 3 reduced cost. So you know, in order to find out the entering cell and leaving cell, how do? You find out the reduced cost for each of the row, each of the cell be outside of the GX, outside of the setup selected cell GX like this. IJ does not belong to this. You find out for IJ does not belong to this. For IJ here does not belong to this. You find out C bar IJ. All of this. And what is C bar IJ? C bar IJ is, so how do you find out the C bar IJ? Take a look. We how you say, I will tell you from the big reformulate the way how we do here. Is that okay? So that you can see how you find out the reduced cost. Very easy. You remember the reduced cost at that time we find out, the last time we find out like this, here. Is that okay? And it is minus 10, and it is negative. Is that okay? The reduced cost is here. So the cell we consider is here. The cell we consider is 3, 2. Is that okay? And we have the first of all, you have the we have a BF solution X equal to Xij like this, and then from this you have the setup GX. The setup GX is the setup we call the setup selected cells. Is that okay? The setup selected cell in this case is the set which have the number here. 30, 20, set with the number here. These are the setup selected cell. It's including 6 cells. Is that okay? And now you take 3, 2 is the cell that is not belong to GX. Is that okay? With this cell not belong to GX, we find out C bar 3, 2 equal what? First of all, 3, 2 does not belong to this, and it creates for you a cycle. Is that okay? It will create for me a cycle. Cycle. What is a cycle? The cycle is C, GX, and 3, 2. This cycle is here. And you mark the thing you enter is a plus. And that's minus, and then plus, and then minus. Is that okay? Plus, minus, like this. And then the C bar, and you calculate the C bar. C bar is what? C bar is, you remember here, is what? 6 plus 2. 6 is where? 6. Let me round, and then you follow me. 6 is here. Plus 2 is here. So that means that the cos in C, in the setup, all the cell with the plus, is that okay? So it is what? C1 plus, no. It is C what? C, the number 2. Number 2 means what? C small c. C 3, 2 plus C what? 2, 3. And then minus 9 here. Minus 9 here, and then minus 9 here. That means minus the cos in the minus cell. Is that okay? So minus C what? 3, 3 minus C 2, 2. Is that okay? In general, you have C like this. In general, when you have the cycle like this, with this cycle, you have the set of C plus, and you also have the set of C minus. C plus is the set with the plus cell, and C minus the set of minus cell. And what is C bar? C bar is the sum of Cij, which Ij belong to what? To C plus here. Minus sigma Cij, which Ij belong to C minus. Is that okay? You take the C in the minus cell, and minus the C of all the minus cell, and then you have the C bar. And in this case, for example, here is this 6 plus 2 minus 9, and then minus 10. Is that okay? That's the way how to calculate the C bar, reduce cost. Is that okay? Take an example, another example. Now I delete all this, and then we see another example. You have a Cij here. You have the solution here, and Gx delete the cell here. And now I take this cell. This cell is what? The cell 1, 4. The cell 1, 4. And 1, 4 does not belong to Gx. Is that okay? And it creates for me a cycle. Is that okay? The cycle is here. This is a cycle. Is that right? And now I ask you, with this cycle, So the cycle here, and then the cell I enter will be always plus, and 25 here is minus, the plus, minus, plus, minus, and then plus. Is that okay? And now calculate for me. C bar 14 equal what? Quick. You get 5 points for this answer. First person. Raise up your hand. Hello? Hello? What is C bar 14?
20.
Who is it? Lê Nguyễn. What?
Đăng Khoa.
Lê Nguyễn Đăng Khoa. You raise up your hand and then it appear here, so I know your name. Is that okay? I don't have to ask you. Lê Nguyễn Đăng Khoa. Đăng Khoa. What is it? 20. If not correct.
20.
What? Is it 20? Another one. Đăng Khoa is 20. Another one. What is C bar? 14. It's very easy. Hello?
But 13.
What?
13.
13 or 30? What?
13.
No, you pronounce not correct. Not 13, no. How you pronounce it? What?
Oh, sorry. 11.
No.
11.
So Khoa, you forget it. Another one is who is it? You raise up your hand. Another one is Nguyễn what? Nguyễn Hạ Uyên. Okay. Hạ Uyên, what is it?
I think it's a like 12.
12.
Oh no, 11. Just
11.
yes, 11.
11. Okay, let me check. That is very easy. You take the cost in the plus cell minus the cost, the total cost in the minus cell. That's all. The plus cell, what? 7. Plus cell, 9. Plus cell, 9. That's all. Is that okay? And minus the cost in the minus cell. The cost in minus cell here is 1. Now I use the blue. There's 1 here. And then minus cell is 6. The minus cell here is 7. Then it's equal to what? 18 plus it is 25. It is 25 minus 14, and then it's equal what? 11. Is that okay? You understand? Hoàng Trà My, you understand?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. And so Hạ Uyên, you get 5 points. Nguyễn Hạ Uyên. Hà Uyên or Hạ Uyên?
Hà Uyên, sir.
Nguyễn Hà Uyên. Okay, plus 5. And now I ask you another with another cell and try to answer very quick. Okay. What is now I don't have you anymore. You have to do by yourself. Okay. So what is C bar 2, 1. SIBA 2, 1 is what? You know, and you raise up your hand. I think I will take 3 people, 3 first students. Raise up your hand. Okay, you click to the raise of your hand here, so that the list of student will be here and with the hand, so I know who is raising up your hand. Okay, Tammy.
I think it's -6.
-6. Okay, another one. Okay, thank you, Tammy. Hà Uyên.
I think it's -6 too.
-6 too. And then one more.
I think -6.
Who is it?
Đăng Khoa.
Đăng Khoa. Is that okay? Okay, Đăng Khoa, tell me. 2, 1. 2, 1 is here. Is that okay? And then do you see the? Can you tell me what is the cycle? Cycle including what? 2, 1, and then 2, 2.
2, 2.
And then
2, 3.
2, 3 here? No, not correct.
Oh, good. 1, 3, 1, 3.
No.
2.
What?
2, 1, 2, 1. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2.
It is 1, 2, and then?
And then 1, 1.
1, 1, then come back here. This is the cycle. Is that okay? Tammy?
Yes, sir.
You have the same?
Yes.
Okay. And so how do you calculate the C bar 1, 2 is what? Which cell is plus? Which cell is minus?
The cell 1, 2, and 2, 1 is plus. So we have
2, 1 is just a moment. 2, 1 is plus, and then
1, 2 is
1, 2
plus.
is plus, and then the other one is a minus.
Yes.
Is that okay? And C bar 1, 2 is equal to 2, 1 is equal to what? The cost in the plus cells. That means 5 plus 7, and then minus what? Hey, to me, minus what?
-9.
9 plus
9.
plus 9. So it means that you have 12 and minus 18. Is that okay? And then it's become -6, and that is negative. Is that okay? The reduced cost is negative. So that means, just a moment. I see that the 3 people, Hào Uyên have 5, Trà My 5, and Đăng Khoa also. Đăng Khoa. Đăng Khoa is what? Đăng Khoa, Lê Nguyễn Đăng Khoa. Plus 5. So you see, when you have the cell with the C bar is the negative. So it means what? Negative means that if you move to that cell some more units, so 1 unit, and then the cost will reduce C bar 1 to 1 here. For example, in this case, if you move 1 unit to this, then the cost will reduce 6. Is that okay? And in that case, if you choose this with the minus sign here, it is entering arc. And then in this case, if you choose this is entering cell, and what is the living cell in this case? Which cell is living cell in this case? It's if you choose C21 is entering, and then which one will be living? Hello?
Living is the cell 1 1.
You have to raise up your hand. So I see your name. Nguyễn what? Nguyễn Thị Minh Thư. Okay. You see the living cell will be C11 here. Why? Because the theta star, you calculate this will be, you will move to this as much as possible. And much possible means equal to theta star. Is that okay? And the theta star is calculated by what? Minh Thư, can you repeat? It is the minimum of
It's the minimum of x
Ij.
with Ij. Xij with
I-
Ij belong to C minus.
C minus. C minus here is C11 and C22. Is that okay? And the Xij, the minimum here is 30 and 40. So the minimum here, theta star, is equal to 30. And when you move 30 around the cycle, then this become 0. Is that okay? And this become living cell. Okay, living cell. We call living cell. Living variable is the same. Living cell. And the entering cell is here. The entering cell is here. And in that case, what is it? Tell you. In this case, if you choose this is entering variable, and then it become plus, and then minus, minus, plus, minus. Is that okay? You have this is a cycle, and if you choose that one, so you move here 30 here, and this become 0, and this become what? The C12 become what? Minh Thư, C12 here become what?
50.
50 become 20 plus 30, and this become minus 30. 10. Is that okay? So you have the new this you have the new x. Is that okay? Where this is living, you don't have this, but this is the entry. Is that okay? And the number is changing here. Is that okay? And that's the way how we calculate here. We calculate C bar Ij. I just tell you calculate C bar Ij. But in the case of when C bar Ij is negative, so that means that when you, the cell Ij, which is not belong to Gx here, if you move one unit to this one, you save C bar Ij. That means the cost is say reduce C bar Ij amount. And so we try to move as much as possible, and much possible means like this. So in that case, if you move the amount theta, and then the cost will reduce that. The cost will reduce this, and after all, we will move theta star with the theta star is equal to the minimum of Xij, which Ij belong to C minus. Is that okay? And all the cell in the C minus is here. All the cell in the C minus here is minus theta star, and in the cell what plus, it is XKL there plus theta star. But Otherwise, there nothing. That means all the cells outside of the cycle, outside of C plus, C minus, something like this, then no change. Is that okay? So you come back to this example. For example, if you choose here the C X you see the cell 2 1 here. You choose this, and then you have the cycle C plus, C minus, and then theta star is 30, and then the plus cell is C21, and this plus 30, and then it becomes 30 and 50, and in the minus cell it's the minus 30, and then it becomes 10 and becomes 0, and this is a leaving. 0 will be leaving, and you have the new one, and all the others here. All the others, the cells is outside of the circle is no change. 30, 16, and 25 is no change. Okay, only change in this. And with this change, you move to the new feasible solution. Okay. This, the theta star is the minimum of here. That's the formula. And the x, the minimum of this is equal to x uv, and so the uv, let uv is this, so the x uv like this, and then x uv is the living variable, and the entering variable will be xij that we put there. Xij with c bar ij is negative like this, then it is a entering variable. And in this cell we put how many units product we put there? It is theta star, because we we put it in, and then it creates a cycle. Is that okay? Cycle, you have a plus or minus cell, and then we calculate the C bar ij. If C bar ij is negative, you calculate theta star. The theta star is equal to minimum of this equal to the uv, and then xuv is living variable, and in that case xij is entering variable. That's very easy. It's almost the same like what to say, network flow problem. Is that okay? Network simplex method. This step is almost the same. Find out the living variable, find out the entering variable, and something like this. For example, here, if you look at this one, and then if we consider here is x32, and then the C bar is minus 10 is okay, and then you see that the minus side is 16, and then the theta star is 16. C bar is minus 10. Is that okay? And theta star is 16, and then you minus 16, and then become 0, and then this minus sign is become 24, and then this become 46. This becomes 16. Is that okay? And this is the entering cells, and this is delete this, and this become living cell. Is that okay? So the update you have here. You remember you have here this does not belong to this the cycle, and then it keep the same. Just only this thing is changed. This become 24, become 16, become 46, and then now it's living out. Is that okay? And the update cycle is this. Yeah. So that is a new feasible solution. Is that okay? And you calculate the cost. the cost will be 30 multiplied by this, multiplied by this, multiplied by this, multiplied by 2 plus this 1 plus 21 then, and then the total cost is 959. And then you remember here with this one, what is it? That is the improve the updated table. But before this one, no. Before this one is here. Is that okay? And the cost is more than, and it become to the update. You come to the update here, and with the cost is this. And computing the reduced cost. The reduced cost is the reduced cost is this, and but it's the same like the network. If you have the table with so many columns, so many rows, and then you, in order to determine the cycle, and then plus minus and plus minus, something like this, very complicated. Okay, you can imagine you have a table like this, and then with a lot of rows, and then you if you enter this one, and it become it give you a cycle which is very complicated. Something here, and then here, then like this, then like this one, and this one, and then you. So the cycle may be very complicated, and in that case, when you find out C bar ij, you find out theta star, something like this, very, very complicated. And so that is the way, that is the reason why we need to find out the way how to calculate the C bar ij in a very good way, in another way. But the important reason for us to find out another way to calculate the reduced cost is that you do many things based on this, based on the table. Right, the table, and with your eyes. Is that okay? You are a man, you do this. But if you have the table with 100 columns and 50 rows, then, or 100 rows, then of course it takes you a month to solve the problem like this. And so the key point is that all of these kind of problem, people need the help of the computer, of at least one computer. So that means that we need to program. We need to program and run it in the computer. And in the program, with the computer, you cannot show the computer that you okay because we take this one, and then you find out how to ask them to find out the cycle here. How you tell how do you tell to you tell the computer that if you have something here, and then you have the cycle like this one, and this one. How do you tell the computer find out this cycle? And you put this is a plus, and this side is minus, plus, minus, something like this. How do you tell them to do that? The computer, quite hard. Okay, and in this case, the cell with the plus cell, you have a C bar ij is equal to the sum of the Cij with Ij belong C plus, and then how to define, how to you have a 100 column, 100 rows, and then how you tell to the computer that okay, find down the cycle here, and you the cell you enter is plus, and the next one is minus, and so something like this. And how do you tell the computer find out the set of C plus, C minus, something like this? It is impossible. You need to find out another way. The way that you can tell the computer, and the computer can do it for you. Okay, and that's the reason why we have to learn about the way how to find out C bar ij, not based on the table. Okay, based on another thing, based on the data we are given, not on this, and not with the eyes, our eyes. Okay, we take a break. We take a break 10 minutes. So it is 14:36. So we come back at we come back at 14:46. Okay. Take a break. Hello, you hear me? You see the screen? Hello? Yip Yahi, you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So now we find out the reduced cost C bar ij, but you remember, always before proceed with this method, the streamline method, you have to do what first? First of all, you have to have to find out by any method, by the northwest corner or something. You have the x is the xij. It is a BF solution. You have this first. Is that okay? And then with this one, you have the setup GX, the setup all the selected cells. There are two things. Is that okay? With this one, and what you calculate C bar, the reduced cost C bar ij for what? You calculate C bar ij for ij which is not in GX. You remember? You find out C bar ij with the ij does not belong to CX in order to for what? You calculate C bar ij for what? You calculate C bar ij in order to find out that if you can change this feasible or not. Is that okay? For example, the last time you remember that we want to see that we can put something here. We can put something in this cell or not. Is that okay? And if we move some unit in this, then the cost will be increasing or decreasing. You know, we find out the cost of this. C bar 2, 1. Is that okay? If it is negative, then we know that if we move in this, the cost will reduce. And so the aim of C bar ij is C bar ij of the cell which is not in the set of selected cell. So C bar ij we calculate only for the ij which is not in ij in gx. Keep on. C bar ij, we find out this for all the ij which is not in gx. That's the first thing. For the C bar like this, and then the formula for calculating C bar ij is this. C bar ij is, you know, in the last time I tell you that C bar ij here is calculated by the formula like this is equal to the sum of what? Cij, which ij belong to C plus, and then minus sigma Cij, ij belong to C minus. Is that okay? But I tell you, we do not do this because the computer do not know what is a C plus C minus something, so we forget this. We cannot use this anymore. Is that okay? And the formula we use is this. C bar ij is equal to Cij minus Ui minus Vj. And what is the Ui Vj? How do you find out what is it? What is this? In order to find out Ui Vj, we have this formula. But you remember, C bar Ij not belong to Gx than this. But for Ij belong to Gx, then you see, you find out Cij is a Ui plus Vj, and together with this. See? Cij equal Ui plus Vj. Ui plus Vj. And very easy. You in practice, you do it, you find out that's very easy. Here, suppose that you have this one. Is that okay? And I write down here one more column is U. Just a moment. One more column is U here and V here. This row is V. Is that okay? And here is a V1, here is a V2, V3, V4. And this is a U1, U2, U3. Is that okay? Here like this, UV. Suppose that you don't have anything here. Is that okay? And now we find out V1, V2, V3, V4, U1, U2, U3, U4. But remember the formula. The formula is to find out UI5. Ui Vj is as follows. With Ij belong to Gx. Ij belong to Gx. Cij equal Ui plus Vj. And then U1 is 0. Formula. Yeah. In order to find out Ui and Vj is this. Very easy. That okay? So U1 is 0. Let me make it in red. U1 is 0 here. Is that okay? And this one is this cell. Look at this cell. This cell is in Gx. Is that okay? This cell is in Gx. 1 is in Gx. So C here, C11. C11 equal to U1 plus V1. Is that okay? C11 equals U1 plus V1. So it is a plus, is here plus here. That okay? But here is 0 and here is 2. Is that okay? And here, look at this one. The second cell. The cell, I make it in black. The black cell here. This is belong to Gx. Is that okay? So C12, you have here C12 equal U1 plus V2. That's okay. U1 is 0 plus V2, so V2 is 5. 5 here is equal to 0 and then plus 5. Is that okay? And here. And now look at this one. This cell is C bar C22 equal U2 plus V2. Is that okay? So 4 here is equal to 5 plus something here. So what is it? This should be what? U2 should be what? Dummy?
It's 1.
What?
1.
1? Not 5. Because 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. So it should be what?
What do you mean, sir?
Here, look. The number 4 here is equal to here. The number is 5 plus something here. So what is this? Should be minus
1.
Minus 1. Is that okay? And then if you look at this one, 3 equal minus 1 plus this is 4. Is that okay? And 4 here equal 4 and then plus 0. Is that okay? And you look at 5 here. 5 equals 0 plus something here, and this should be 5. Is it easy? Very easy. Based on the I delete it and we do it again. Is that okay? Do it again. So now we delete all the numbers here and the number here, and then we will find it. But U1 is 0. We accept U1 is 0 here, and you know that Ij belong to Gx. Belong to Gx means what? Means this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Based on Ij belong to Gx. You have Cij equal Ui plus Vj. So very easy. So what does it mean? It means here, this, if you look at this, C11 equal what? Cij Ui plus Vj. That means U1 plus V1. So what does it mean? It means that C11 is here. Look, I write down it in black. C11 is here. It's equal to U1 and plus V1. Is that okay? So 2 equals 0 plus 2. Is that okay? Very easy. And now you come to the next one. 5. 5 equal to 0 plus something here. 5 here means what? C12. C12 equal to U1 plus V2. And U1 is here. U1 is 0. U1 is 0 and V2 should be C12 is 5. So this should be 5. Very easy. Take a look. Here, 4. 4 equal to 5 here already, plus should be minus 1. And you look at this. Cell. This cell you have 3. 3 equal minus 1 and then plus something here. Here should be 4. Is that okay? And you have here. Number 4. 4 equal this plus this. But here is 4, and then this become the number 4 here is equal to 4 here plus 0. Okay. And now you still have here 5. 5 equal here 0 plus something here. And this should be 5. Is that okay? So you can find out URVJ very easy. You understand? Hello? Are you okay?
Yes.
I think that is easy, but take a look at take something here. Look at this table. This table, and we find out URVJ. The selected cell here is this. Selected cell here, this, is that okay? Suppose that we never know this one. We never know this. We just know U1 is 0. U1 is 0. And then, what is here? V1. V1 here is what? Tell me. It is?
2.
It is 2 because you have here. Is that okay? 2 here equals 0 plus something here. And it is 2. And what is it? V2. Here. Here, you look at this one. Is that okay? 5 equal to 0 and then plus something here. So what is it? Should be 5. Is that okay? And here, this. You have this 4 equal to 5, and then here should be minus 1. And here you have 3. This is minus 1, and then here is 4. Is that okay? And here you have this here number 4 1. 1 equal to 5 plus something here. Then it should be what? Is that this is 1? Oh my god, I couldn't. Okay, just wait a minute. This is so small, I couldn't see it. Oh. It's here. Here. Oh. So it delete all. But I think that you know the way how to do it. So we come back to look at this one. So suppose that here is 0, so leave in variable. Is that okay? So the selected cell is this. The selected cell is this, and then we find out here is U, and here is V. Is that okay? You have something like this, and U1 is 0. So what is V1? Here is V1. V1 is what? Hello?
9.
9. Okay. And V2 is what?
7.
7. Okay. And then V3.
12.
Just a moment. Why is 12? You have here. You take a look. Now you have to find out U2 first. You have to find out U2 here. Is that okay? But you have here 9. 9 equals 7 plus something here. So this should be 2. Is that okay? But now you take a look at this. Take a look at this. 6 equal to 2 and then plus what? This should be 4. Is that okay? And now, if you look at, now we need to find out U3. What is U3? U3, you have to look at what? U3, you have to look at this one. This number 2 here equals 7. Equals 7 plus U3. So what is U3? What is U3 here? Hello?
-5.
Okay. This should be -5. And now you can find out V4. What is V4? This should be
6.
6. 6. 1 is plus equal to 6 minus 5. Is that okay? So that this way you can have UI and VJ. You understand? I hope that all of you can understand. You can find out UI VJ very easy. But the key point here is you have to set U1 is 0. Of course, you can set U2 is 0, U3 is 0, UN is 0. But if you set U1 is 0, then you get UI and VJ like this. But you set U1 is 1. It's also possible. You can set U1 is 1. It's also possible. No, I don't know. No people say that is wrong. No, that is still correct. But if you set U1 is 1, and then all the other UI and VJ are different. You know, are different. It's still correct but different. And I have in our class we have 16 students. One student said U1 is 0, another said U1 is 1, another said U1 is 3, and another said U4 is U3 is 0 or something. You know one U, and then you know everything. But one U that you can set U1 is 0, U2 is 0, U3 is 0. You can set anything. You can set U1 is 1. This is okay. You can set U3 is 1. That's okay. One thing, but by convention, when I mark you, is that okay? I want all of you have the same number here. Is that okay? I cannot check. That's Mr. Trami say U1 is 0, and then you get this. But Mr. Dang Khoa say U1 is 1, and then have all the other numbers are different and have to check. No, I don't want that. So I ask all of you. I let you know that you can set anything. You can set U1 is 1, U1 is 2, U1 is 3, or you can set U2 is 0, U2 is 1, U2, anything. Just one U. U1, U2, U3, you can set 1. U3 is 0, that is okay. And you can continue, and then everything is correct. But when you set different here, then the solution of UI and VJ are all different, and it's quite hard for me, the teacher, to check that your calculation is correct or not. And so we say the convention is U1 is 0. So if somebody write down when you work with the exercise, like you work with the quiz, you work with the final exam, but you say U1 is 1, and you calculate is correct, and you know that I have to calculate for you to follow your calculation or something like this. And so if you set U1 is not 0, it is 2, 3 or something like this, then I think I should minus 3 points for you. Is that okay? Because I have to, it takes a lot of time of me to check if you are correct or not. Okay, so do not do like this. U1 is 0 always. But I tell you that I told you that we calculate C bar ij, and with ui and vj. Let me continue. With ui and vj like this, then you can find out the C bar ij. C bar, we calculate C bar ij with the ij, with ij does not belong to gx. You see, does not belong to gx. For example, we find out C bar. Here is C bar what? 2, 1. C bar 2, 1 is what? We have the formula. We look at the formula. We look at the formula. I tell you there. Where is C bar? Oh, where is it? Here. With the ij does not belong to this. C bar ij is Cij minus ui minus vj. Okay, very easy. Cij does not do this, then C bar ij like this. Then, if we take a look at this one, for example, this one. So what is C bar 2, 1? C bar 2, 1 is what? C bar 2, 1 equal to C 2, 1 minus ui minus vj minus u2 minus v1. Is that okay? So it is what? C bar ij is Cij like this, equal to this. Let me delete all the others so that you can see it easily. Terrible. We have to re-establish this one. This one is 7. Is that okay? 7. So C bar 2, 1 is what? Equal to 5 minus 2 and minus 9. Is that okay? C bar ij equal to Cij minus ui minus vj. Is that okay? So it's equal to what? 5 minus 2 minus 9. And then it's equal to what? 11 minus 6. See? Very easy. Okay. Now, we find out C bar. We find out C bar 1, 3 equal what? Tell me. C bar 1, 3 is what? 12 minus 0 minus 4, and it is 8. C bar 2, 4 equal what? Tell me. C bar 2, 4 is what? C bar 2, 4
Minus 7.
equal 1. No. It's equal 1 minus 2 minus 6. Then it is minus 7. Is that okay? C bar 3, 1. 3, 1 equal what? It's equal to 8 minus 9. That is minus 1. And minus of this. Minus of minus 1 is 1. 5 is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. Is that okay? By this way, you calculate C bar ij very easy. Is that okay? You understand? Hello? You understand the way how to find out the C bar ij? Nguyễn Lê Hồng Ân. Hồng Ân, you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. But so with this way, you can find out ui and vj. Is that okay? With ui and vj, you use a formula C bar ij. With the ij does not belong to gx, you find out C bar ij equals Cij minus ui minus vj. That's okay. That's okay. But now I ask you this question. Forget the C bar ij. First of all, just find out the Cij, ui and vj. Just talking about ui and vj. You have here ui vj here. Is that okay? V1 is 9, V2 is 7, V3 is 4, V4 is 6, U1 is 0, U2 is 2, and U3 is minus 5. All everything here. The number minus 5 here, let me write down in another color, and right here is very clearly. This 0, and it is 2, and minus 5 here, ui vj, like this. And you know that we put u, for example, we put u1 is 0 first. Is that okay? And then from this one you find out it is 9. Okay, and then you continue like this. But I tell you that the key point is that we want to find out the way how to tell the computer. Okay, how to program to tell the computer the way how to find out ui and vj. Okay, not you do it. If you do it, and then you can look at this table and then can do like this. But how to tell the computer understand this, to calculate ui and vj? Think of the way how to program, how to tell the computer, because this become the algorithm. Algorithm means the way how to tell to the computer. Is that okay? To work for you, to find out ui and vj. No. I don't mean the language. You find out the algorithm first. Is that okay? And the language, you can use language C. You can use any kind of language. I don't care. I don't know language. I have some language I know in the past, Pascal and Fortran or something like this. But C++, no, I don't know. But the idea, the algorithm is important. Language is just like English and French. You say, I go to school, I go to university. We say in English, you go to school. In Vietnamese, tôi đến trường. In French is something. So, but the idea is go to the university. You say it in French, like a language C, say this way. Language Pascal, you say this way. Fortran, you say that way. But the idea is how to tell the computer know how to teach them find out UI and VJ. What do you do first? Second, the idea. Think of it. because I tell you, you can in order to find out C bar ij, you can C bar, for example, 3 1 here. You want to find a C1 here, C bar 3 1, for example. If you are people, and then you can find out the cycle here, and then like this, and you find out, and that is a plus, minus, plus, minus. Is that okay? And then you sum up all the Cij in the plus cell, minus all the sum of all the Cij in the minus cell, and then you get C bar ij. Is that okay? But you are people, you know, and you look at this and you know that. Is that okay? But so to the computer, you cannot tell them like this. You tell it, find out UI Vj, you tell it ij, well, which is belong to Gx. Then you have a Cij equal Ui plus Vj, like this. And if from this one, you set U1 is 0, and you find out Ui and Vj. So how do you teach the computer the way how to find out Ui and Vj? First Ui and Vj, and then of course the key point is C bar. Ui and Vj is just the intermediate step to find out the C bar ij. But the easy question is how to teach the computer find out C bar ij, Ui and Vj first. Think of it and tell me. I need 3 students. I have 15 marks for the 3. Somebody? Suppose that somebody there is an exercise that you use C or C++ to program for the computer how to find out UI and VJ. How do you do? Hello? Very easy. Hello? Excuse me, I just want to ask you, Miss Minh Thư, Nguyễn Thị Minh Thư, can you turn on your mic?
Yes, sir.
You study the algorithm and the language C++ already?
Yes.
I think so. So, you have an idea how to find out this? How to write by C++ to find out UI and VJ?
I think we should specify one U first, for example, U1, and then use the iteration to find where C bar ij equals 0, and then find other UI and VJ.
Just a moment. C bar ij equals 0 where?
You use the programming to, for example, C up 1 equals 0. We will try to we will have the
C11
specific
not equals 0. Now here you see C11 is 9. I don't understand what you are saying. C11 is 9. So why you say C11 is 0?
No. C ij minus UI minus VJ equals 0. I forgot to say about UI.
No. Look at this here. It's very easy. Somebody know? Somebody who is good. You are all mathematics student mathematics, and you understand very well algorithm and language. No. I don't want you write down concretely if, do, then or something. No, I don't know. Just the idea, the way how to teach, and you can teach them by language C, language Pascal. You can write in language this English, in French, and Spanish or something. But the idea, very easy. Do you, any of you? No. Look. In my generation, in my generation, when we study at the university, we do not study algorithm. No algorithm, no any language of computer. If somebody like me knows something, that means we learn by ourselves. Have no course. Even when we study mathematics in for the master class, or even when we do the thesis, PhD thesis or something, no, we never touch some kind like algorithm, like any kind of language. Okay, but we have to learn ourselves. So, for example, in this situation, we have gx like this. Is that okay? And then we, first of all, we have to write down to establish gx. Is that okay? Gx equal. We have to establish gx. And you can write down in some way that the computer understand that gx is this. Gx equal what? The 1 1 1 2 2 1 2 2 2 2 2 3 2 1 2 2 3 3 3 2 3 no this one 3 4. That okay? Like this. And you let the computer know that you have something. C11 equal 9. C12 equal 7. C22 equal 9. C23 equal 6. C32 equal 2. And then C34. C34 equal 1. That's okay. You install this thing to the computer to understand this one. And you And now what is it? You do the just a linear system. The linear system. Okay. What is the linear system? Do like this. Because let me delete this thing and I write down the linear system for you to see. You see something like if ij belong to gx, then Cij equal ui plus vj, and u1 is 0. Is that okay? Like this. And then it creates in your computer what the system of linear equation. What? Ij belong to this. First of all, it is 1, 1 belong to this. Is that okay? 1, 1 belong to this, and then you have what? C11 equal U1 plus V1 is equal to, okay, U1 plus V1. And then how many, what is it? C12. C, and this is equal to what? C11 is 9. Is that okay? No, just a moment. What is C11? Okay, C11 is 9. So you have the system. U1 plus V1 is 9. And now, C12. Here, look. The computer will, because let Ij belong to Gx. Is that okay? And then Ij equal to 1, 1, Ij equal to 1, 2. Is that okay? So Ij equal to 1, 2. So you have C12 equal what? C12 equal U1 plus C12 equal U1 plus V2, and that is equal to 7. You see? And then you have this. You have, and then here you have C, this one. C22, C22 here. 22 belong to GX. So C22 equal U2 plus V2. And that is equal to C22 equal 9. You see? So you here look at this one. Is it the linear system? You have a system, and then you have a C23 here, and then C23 is what? C23 is a U2 plus V3, and then that's equal to what? C23 is 6. And then you have the next one is C23 and C32. C32 equal U2 plus V3, and then that's equal to what? 2. And then you have the last one is C3 here. Look at the GX. GX, the last one is 3, 4. Is that okay? 3, 4 here. So with Ij belong to this, Cij is this. And then I write down C3, 4 equal to U3 plus V4, and then it's equal to 1. So is that the linear system? You know, the linear system? What? It is like this. U2 plus U3 equal 4. U3 plus V3. With V4 is 1. And here you have a U2 plus what is here? V3 equal 6. And then you have a U1 plus V2, U1 plus V2 equal 7. And then the next one is U1 plus V1 is 9. U1 plus V1 is 9. And U1 is 0. Is it the linear system? That's the linear system. Is that okay? And you just said solve this. Solve the linear system. You know the way how to solve the linear system. Is that okay? There is some subprogramming for solving linear system. Is that okay? Hello? Minh Thư, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you for example, you study C already, and then can you program for the computers to find out this one with this idea?
Yes, I think I can.
Very easy. Is that okay? And then you call C bar, you call C prime, you call G. Okay, and then how do you find out the C bar? We do like this. We let G tilde, that is equal to G minus Gx. G is the set of all cells. Is that okay? And you take if Ij belong to G tilde. Ij belong to tilde means what? If belong to G tilde, it means that Ij here does not belong to Gx. Then what? C bar Ij equal to Cij minus Ui minus Vj. That's all. And then you G tilde here is what? In this case, G tilde including this one 1314 21 24 and 31 33. That's all. Is that okay? It's that like this. And then take here, you take Ij and the you write down in the language. Ij belong to this one. That means Ij will be 1 3 1 4 2 2 1 or something like this. And then you realize this. And then with the UIVJ are given by UIVJ is solution of the system there, then you can find down C bar Ij. Okay, if I don't tell you this one, then we finish the algorithm already. But anyway, I just want to tell you something here, because I really want you, some modern people, you should think of anything you are learning. You should think of making the computer working for you. Is that okay? You don't need to work with a very large table like this. Just write down, program, and run it in the computer. That's the way. Okay, so now we find out. We know to find out C bar Ij, and then you can imagine. You can imagine what is the algorithm. The algorithm is this. You find out C bar Ij, this, and you find C bar Ij with this negative. Is that okay? Negative, you make this Ij is entering variable. Make a cycle, and then you find out theta star, and then the theta star is xuv, and uv is living variable. And then you have the new table. That's all. So the one iteration is this. The new table is you have a new problem with the new the problem with the new initial feasible solution, and you do what? Find out UIVJ, find out C bar Ij, and C bar Ij is negative. Then you have the entering variable, and you find out the leaving variable, and then you update you update like this. It becomes 0 here, and then you update the table, and then finish a iteration until the time when all the C bar Ij, no one is negative. No C bar Ij is negative. So what does it mean? No C bar Ij is negative. That means that there is no cells that you can transport so that you make the cost reduce. Cannot reduce anymore. So that means the solution you get there, the BF solution you get there isn't the optimal solution. No improvement anymore. That okay? So the criteria for the stopping of the algorithm is all C bar Ij is with Ij does not belong to G axis greater than or equal 0. Then we stop. And the solution, BF solution, we find out at the last time there is the optimal solution. That is the idea. Okay. Next week we will continue with some example. Okay, and I tell you next week is the I tell you next week is the week of presentation. You think you can make presentation? The group 2 and group 1. People in the group 2 and group 1. Can you tell me you can make presentation next week or not? I think at least one group. The group at least group 2. Group 2 with people here is Trà My, Minh Quân, Nguyễn Anh Thư, Nguyễn Thị Minh Thư, and Lê Phạm Hoài Thương. At least this group can make presentation. Try it. Okay. Hello, Nguyễn Thị Minh Thư, Nguyễn Minh Quân.
Yes,
you
sir.
are there. Okay, try it. Okay, and so the group 1, group 2. Two group try to make presentation next week, but next week at least about half an hour or 45 minutes for me to complete this one with an example. Okay, and then you make presentation. And the first group is the topic 1 of the group B, group 2. The first group 2, and then group 1. Okay. We finish our class today, and so say goodbye to you. See you next week. Okay. Okay, bye bye. See you next week, and I hope that you